You can run, but you can't hide.
Oh, yes, I can. Oh, crud. Okay, just gotta build my way out of this one. Okay. Stairs. Wait, what? Why can't I build?
You absolute noob. Don't you know they took building out of the game?
No, that's not possible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Wait, are we doing a bit?
Not anymore. Imagine yourself running away from enemy fire. You go to crank a 90 and turn the tables, but when you go to build, nothing happens. In your confusion, your opponent sneaks up on you, delivering a fatal blow with a combat shotgun. Sounds like something out of a nightmare. Well, in today's video, that nightmare becomes reality. Building is a huge part of Fortnite. It's what makes the game different from its competitors. It gave the game its creative spark. We've heard plenty of complaints over the years about how unfair or broken the building system is in the game. We think that's a little harsh, especially considering how integral it is to the game. Fortnite just wouldn't be Fortnite without building. So, what if we took it out of the game? Yes, we'll be conducting some experiments in which we imagine a few different scenarios in which building has been changed, eliminated, or greatly reduced in the Fortnite meta. We'll even be conducting some no-build challenges in-game to demonstrate how important building is to the meta of Fortnite. Before we jump in, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell so you never miss a video. Also use code NewScapePRO in the item shop. This is NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. History. Before we jump into our hypothetical situations, let's look at the development of the game and how important building was for the game since day one. Fortnite was first announced in 2011, 3 weeks after they came up with the idea. They wanted to change up the type of games they were working on over at Epic. At the time, Gears of War was their biggest game, and Fortnite clearly was a radical departure. It was revealed by former design director Cliff Bleszinski. He described it as a game in which there would be a world where you explore, you scavenge, and you build, and ultimately, you survive. A mixture of Left 4 Dead and Minecraft, Fortnite Save the World would give players a fast-paced third-person shooter filled with traps, mats, and guns. The game would eventually develop the more cartoonish and softer style than either game. It was clear since its inception that building would be an important part of the game, even if the Battle Royale component wasn't introduced yet. Yes, it was only until much later in the game's development that Battle Royale was implemented. It was only until PUBG's runaway success did they think about integrating that into their own game. It was the combination of building and Battle Royale that would give this game an edge over its competitors. The introduction of building into the Battle Royale game was the defining feature of Fortnite, and it gave it the lasting impact it had on gaming. So let's imagine the game without it. No builds, no destruction. Something you might not have thought about in considering no building in Fortnite is how it would affect the environment. In-game, players absolutely destroy the environment around them, as they blast opponents, build defenses, and generally cause mayhem around the map. If there's no mechanic to build, though, then there would be no real reason to make the environment fully destructible. The game would feel like Black Ops or PUBG. It would feel much more set in stone, and not at all the freewheeling escapade it is now. The danger would be ever more present, as cover would prove to be much more effective. You couldn't simply blast away walls, you'd have to move quickly and stealthily. How would this impact the design of the map? Fortnite usually has a lot of open space, with only a few points of interest scattered around the map. Even those don't feel that dense. We figured the overall size of the map would shrink if there's no building. We know that war zones and PUBG have bigger maps, so why would we shrink it? Well, to keep Fortnite's fast-paced encounters feeling the same, shrinking the map down and providing more dense towns and cities would keep that element. Another thing to consider when you can't destroy the environment is how you get trapped in certain places. Pretty much every chest location would need to be rethought, as players could no longer access those hidden pockets of treasure. Buildings would need to have clear access to attics, ways out of the house, and possibly a complete overhaul. This would be the nightmare scenario, where Fortnite lost all of its soul. This game would feel completely different, even if it tried to keep some older elements of the game. No builds, all destruction. Another way to go about a Fortnite with no builds would be to allow destructible environments, but again, with plainly no builds. What would make this a step up from our previous versions is, well, blowing stuff up is fun. Having destructible environments makes you feel like the actions you take affect the course of the game. That building you drove a car through might not matter now, but in the final circle, that lack of cover could be life or death. It also lets other players see clearly that action has taken place there, and they need to be on the lookout for survivors. Builds have a similar effect in-game right now, but we got rid of those. Another reason this would be much better than having no destruction is that you could have all those nooks and crannies with hidden treasure and Easter eggs. That's where the game truly thrives. Rewarding players for knowing the map, the chest spawns, and the weapons is kind of the take no prisoners mentality that Fortnite has. They have even stopped releasing patch notes, so you know they want players to be paying attention to the game itself. Finally, an aspect of no building that is sad, but true, is that it would even the playing field considerably. Every game has weapons, and while they may be unique to each game, it's still the same mechanic. You aim the weapon and fire. The quicker you are, the better you are. Building, though, is unique to Fortnite and takes a lot of finesse to be truly great at it. The difference between a pro player and what a noob can do is considerable. Cranking 90s and getting the drop on an opponent is Fortnite 101. Without building, though, it just becomes another battle royale game. No build challenge. In the final part of our video, we will be dropping into Fortnite to try the no build challenge. As we do so, we will be commenting on the advantages and disadvantages of this playstyle. The first obvious pro is that you don't need to collect or worry about mats. While not necessarily the biggest advantage, taking something off your mind as a player will always be a plus. Other players will be harvesting mats as you search for the right weapons for this playstyle. And just what are those weapons? Well, we think that keeping your distance from players is the best way to counteract not building. Snipers, ARs, and explosives are going to be the weapons to get. Explosives will help even the playing field by destroying opponents' builds. The drawback to this playstyle should be obvious. There's just not enough cover in Fortnite to reliably hide behind, and even then they can easily be broken down. To win in Fortnite, you need to build. It's part of the game's design. See, without building, winning becomes pretty much impossible for the average player. Well, that nightmare is over. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. Before we end our video, we'd like to just take a moment to say thank you to the people over at Epic for constructing such an awesome game. Fortnite has had a huge impact on internet gaming, and we've loved every moment of its rise. It's created an entire world for us to build, fight, and play in. We can't understate how much we love this game. Without building being so important to the game, we wouldn't be seeing such fantastic creations and creative maps. That's what we would miss most about building in Fortnite if it were suddenly to disappear. Creative has been such a wonderful outlet for the imagination of players. Some people only use creative to play the game, which makes sense. It's a wonderful outlet for creativity and satisfying on its own. Luckily, building and Fortnite will never be separated from each other. If you have thoughts on Fortnite without building, leave them as a comment down below. We love hearing from our viewers. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell so you never miss a video. This has been NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. Thank you for watching.